On the wedding night, as the groom lifted the bridal veil, he instantly fell to his knees on the floor with a thud, laughing out loud toward the heavens. Oh heavens! These aren't buns at all. These are clearly Wangzai mini buns. The moment these words fell, the festive atmosphere in the room instantly froze. The bride's face turned from red to white, and then from white back to red, wishing she could find a crack in the floor to crawl into. No one expected that this blunt confession, which began with a blind date, would turn into such an unexpected scene, uncovering the insecurity she had hidden for 29 years, while also concealing a secret of hidden tenderness. The bride's name is Su Tang. She runs a small flower shop in her hometown. She is gentle in appearance, quick-handed, sincere, and down-to-earth. Yet, solely because she was born flat-chested, she became the girl her relatives gossiped about as being unable to get married. Over the years, she went on countless blind dates. Clearly, her job, family background, and character were flawless, but at the end of every meeting, the other party's subtle glances, hesitant rejections, and even secret mockery would repeatedly pierce her heart. She tried wearing padded underwear to deliberately hide it, and tried drinking various folk remedy herbal soups hoping to change, but all to no avail. Over time, she simply locked her heart away, believing she was destined to spend the rest of her life alone because of this natural flaw, never daring to expect anything from love again. Until she was forced by her family to go on a blind date with a distant cousin of a relative, a man named Chen Yi. She saw that he was a man of few words, but his eyes were clean and transparent, without a hint of frivolity or disrespect. Sitting on the bench in the flower shop, he didn't pry into her life deliberately. He just quietly watched Su Tang arrange the flowers, speaking in a calm and comforting tone. Looking at the flowers filling the shop, Su Tang unexpectedly lost her usual uneasiness. She simply decided to let it all out and went straight to the point, saying, "Let me be upfront with you. I am flat-chested. If you mind, you can leave right now. There's no need to waste each other's time with polite pleasantries." Chen Yi's hand holding the water cup paused slightly. He looked up at her earnestly, without mockery or scrutiny, and simply asked quietly, "Are they at least as big as a bun?" Su Tang's cheeks instantly flushed hot. She lowered her head, braced herself, and nodded. Yes. She thought that after saying this, there would be no further contact between them. But Chen Yi set down his cup, stood up, walked over to the flower rack, and quietly helped her organize the flower branches scattered by the wind. In a gentle voice, he said, "That's enough. I think that's perfectly fine." Su Tang just thought he was being polite and dismissive, and didn't take it to heart. To her surprise, from that day on, Chen Yi came to the flower shop every single day. He never made idle chit-chat. He would either help her move heavy flower pots, or help her prune withered branches and tend to the leaves. On rainy days, he helped her bring in the fresh flowers from outside. On sunny days, he set up the sunshade awnings, never bringing up feelings, just silently doing whatever he could to help. One day, a sudden rainstorm struck, and the imported roses displayed at the shop door were completely withered by the rain. These were the wedding flowers Su Tang had been preparing for half a month. If they were ruined, the loss would be devastating. Anxious to the point of tears, she squatted in the rain, frantically trying to pack them up. Suddenly, a large black umbrella was held over her head. Without a word, Chen Yi took off his jacket to wrap around her body, while he rushed out into the pouring rain himself, carrying the damaged flowers back into the shop one by one. He even contacted the flower market overnight to help her replace them with flowers of equal quality, refusing to take a single penny. That night, Su Tang truly understood that Chen Yi was never just being superficially polite. His tenderness was entirely hidden within his actions. He had never cared about her figure. He only felt bad for the stubborn front she put up and the hardships of working alone. Her long frozen heart finally cracked open a tiny bit, allowing herself to accept his closeness. The two naturally came together. Throughout their days together, Chen Yi remained consistently gentle and considerate, looking after her with utmost care. When it came time to discuss marriage, Su Tang was still full of anxiety, but Chen Yi's family was warm and welcoming throughout, without a single word of gossip about her figure, completely dispelling all of her worries. She was married with grand celebration to this man, whose eyes held nothing but her. Yet, on the wedding night, this sudden kneeling and shouting caused all the security in Su Tang's heart to instantly collapse. With tearful eyes, she turned away and curled up at the edge of the bed, her heart full of the grievance of being mocked, believing that she ultimately could not escape the fate of being despised. Seeing this, Chen Yi quickly got up and took her hand, the playful expression on his face instantly vanishing, leaving his eyes filled with heartache and guilt. "Silly girl, I'm not laughing at you. I'm thanking the heavens for letting me meet you." Su Tang froze in place, looking at him with eyes full of confusion. Chen Yi held her hand tightly, and slowly revealed the secret hidden in his heart. He had been engaged once before. That woman had a beautiful figure, fitting the perfect standard in everyone's eyes. But as they spent time together, she proved to be extremely selfish and harsh, looking down on his ordinary family background, complaining that he wasn't romantic. And even on the eve of the wedding, she ran off with the dowry money and disappeared completely. Having gone through that painful experience, he no longer held any obsession with what society calls a perfect body. He only wanted to find someone kind, down to earth, and willing to share a life together with true companionship. On the day of their blind date, he saw right through the insecurity in Su Tang's heart, and recognized the kindness and purity deep within her bones. That question, "Are they at least as big as a bun?" was never a deliberate test. It was to give her a graceful way out, so she wouldn't have to live under the shadow of body anxiety anymore, and wouldn't reject herself over a natural flaw. There was no need for self-denial. While they were preparing for the wedding, Chen Yi's ex-fiancé suddenly showed up at the door. Right in front of Su Tang, she hurled insults and mockery, with every word piercing right into Su Tang's deepest insecurities about her body. Su Tang's face turned pale instantly, unable to utter a single word. But Shen Yi, without a second thought, shielded her tightly behind his back and coldly rebuffed the woman, without the slightest hesitation. He used the most resolute attitude to tell everyone that the one he chose was Su Tang as a person, and no matter what she looked like, she was his one and only devotion for life. And this seemingly exaggerated joke on their wedding night was also something he had deliberately planned. He had already prepared a pack of Wangzai mini buns inside the nightstand, and now he gently placed it into Su Tang's hand, his eyes turning slightly red. I know how much grievance you've suffered over the years because of this, and how much insecurity you've hidden. I made this scene on purpose just to tell you that with me, all your little flaws are your most adorable traits. You don't need to deliberately disguise yourself, nor do you need to feel secretly insecure. You are already good enough and completely worthy of being loved. Su Tang clutched that warm pack of Wangzai mini buns, and her tears could no longer be held back, streaming down her face. But this time, they were entirely tears of gratitude and relief. She had once let her body image plunge her into the depths of insecurity, believing she would never be genuinely loved. Yet, against all odds, she ended up meeting someone who treasured her flaws as precious gifts, looked past all worldly prejudices, and deeply loved her exactly for who she was.